Hi kids, it's Mr. B again. I'm just making my first video of a read aloud for you. So I thought that I would read you a book that is one of my favorites. It's called Wemberly Worried, and it's by Kevin Henkes. And it's all about different worries that people might have and what you could do with your worries. So here we go, and then we'll have a little talk about it after. Wemberly Worries by Kevin Henkes. Still, I'm not too sure if it's Henkes or Henkes. I don't know, I'll have to Google it one day. All right, here we go. Wemberly worried about everything. Big things. I wanted to make sure you were still there. Little things. And things in between. Mama, what if I shrink? Wemberly worried in the morning. She worried at night. And she worried throughout the day. You worry too much, said her mother. When you worry, I worry, said her father. Worry, 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 said her grandmother. Too much worry. At home, Wemberly worried about the tree in the front yard. What if it falls on her house? And a crack in the living room wall. What if it gets bigger and something comes out of it? And the noise the radiators made. What if there's a snake inside? At the playground, Wemberly worried about the chains and the swings and the bolts on the slide and the bars on the jungle gym. And always she worried about her doll, Petal. Shouldn't Petal have a car seat too? Petal's lost forever. I found her, sweetie. I'll wait for you, Petal. I know it's always a stress in my house when something like that has to get washed. You worry that it's going to get wrecked in the washer. Don't worry, said her mother. Don't worry, said her father. But Wemberly worried. She worried and worried and worried. When Wemberly was especially worried, she rubbed Petal's ears. Wemberly worried that if she didn't stop worrying, Petal would have no ears left at all. Look at all those ears getting rubbed. On her birthday, Wemberly worried that no one would come to her party. See, said her mother, there was nothing to worry about. They all did come to the party. This is the best present ever. I wish I had my birthday today. But then Wemberly worried that there wouldn't be enough cake. On Halloween, Wemberly worried that there would be too many butterflies in the neighborhood parade. See, said her father, there was nothing to worry about. There aren't any. But then Wemberly worried because she was the only one. You worry too much, said her mother. When you worry, I worry, said her father. Worry, 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 said her grandmother. Too much worry. Soon, Wemberly had a new worry. School. Wemberly worried about the start of school more than anything she had ever worried about before. By the time the first day arrived, Wemberly had a long list of worries. What if no one else had spots? What if no one else wears stripes? What if no one else brings a doll? What if the teacher is mean? What if the room smells bad? What if they make fun of my name? What if I can't find the bathroom? What if I hate the snack? What if I have to cry? Don't worry, said her mother. Don't worry, said her father. But Wemberly worried. She worried and worried and worried. She worried all the way there. Then the grandparent says, have fun. While Wemberly's parents talked to the teacher, Mrs. Peachum, Wemberly looked around the room. Then Mrs. Peachum said, "Wemberly, there is someone I think you should meet." Her name was Jewel. She was standing by herself. She was wearing stripes. She was holding a doll. If you look right here, there she is. A lot like Wemberly. At first, Wemberly and Jewel just peeked at each other. "This is Petal," said Wemberly. "This is Niblet," said Jewel. Petal waved. Niblet waved back. "Hi," said Petal. "Hi," said Niblet. "I rub her ears," said Wemberly. "I rub her nose," said Jewel. Throughout the morning, Wemberly and Jewel sat side by side and played together, whenever they could. Petal and Niblet sat side by side too. Wemberly worried, but no more than usual, and sometimes even less. Before Wemberly knew it, it was time to go home. "Come back tomorrow," called Mrs. Peachum as the students walked out the door. Wemberly turned and smiled and waved. "I will," she said. "Don't worry." And here they go, dancing at home with Mom and Dad. So I like this book because it kind of teaches us that a lot of people have worries. You know, Wemberly had a lot of worries in this book. And I'm guessing that you all have some worries too sometimes, because everybody does. Even grown-ups have worries. And I'll tell you a little bit of advice that I make sure to tell students, and I make sure to tell my own children as well, is that it's okay to have worries. It's okay to have big ones. It's okay to have small ones. It's okay to not worry about things too. Everybody's a little bit different. But the important thing to remember is that you don't want to worry alone. So if anybody has a worry, they should find a grown-up that they trust, and they should make sure to share that worry with the grown-up. And perhaps the grown-up can help. So a grown-up you could trust could be your parents or a grandparent, an aunt and uncle. It could be Mr. B. It could be your classroom teacher. So I encourage you to have a little talk with a grown-up that you trust about any worries that you might have. Maybe they have some advice. Maybe they don't. But one thing I know is that even if somebody doesn't have any advice for you, it does feel a lot better just to share it with them. And if somebody just listens to it, it can be all the help that you need sometimes. So I encourage everybody to have that conversation. If you have a worry, talk to somebody. Don't keep it to yourself because you don't want to be alone with your worries. If you'd like to talk to your classroom teacher or to Mr. B about them as well, you could always contact us by email or on Google Classroom, and we can get back to you as soon as we can. I know that Mr. B does not mind if you'd like to talk to me about anything. Good, bad, worries, not worries. You just let me know, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Just email me at mark.barrent@sevenoaks.org and let me know. Barrent is spelled Behrendt. Take care. Have a nice day.